Russian forces are expanding their deadly invasion across Ukraine. Chaos and panic as a Russian airstrike hit a large military base early this morning, just miles from the border with Poland. Cole Higgins reports.
A crater left in the ground and buildings on fire after a deadly Russian attack on a Ukrainian military base Sunday morning. The regional military says more than 30 missiles were fired from warplanes at the training ground located less than 15 miles from the Polish border.
This is very provocative to be this close to Poland, but Poland is a NATO ally, and we have sworn to protect Poland.
In Poland, a bipartisan group of U.S. senators meeting with U.S. troops and refugees from Ukraine, some using the trip to urge the Biden administration to reverse course and facilitate the transfer of Polish fighter jets to the Ukrainian military.
They want the ability to have better control over the skies in order to give them a fighting chance.
Our focus right now is on anti-air systems. We are looking at other methods of getting the Ukrainian defenders advanced capabilities to be able to blunt the Russian advance.
In eastern Ukraine, a bombardment damaging a temple at a historic monastery housing hundreds of refugees. Desperation also growing in Mariupol. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says getting aid into the besieged city is key.
Every possible diplomatic effort is being made to ensure that the convoy arrives. Let's see whether they'll listen to us in Moscow.
This as an American journalist has died in the war in Ukraine. Brent Renaud was 50 years old. I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
According to the Russian government, the next round of diplomatic talks with Ukraine will be held tomorrow. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visited wounded soldiers today. He spoke to them individually while wishing them all good health. The Ukrainian president also praised them, calling them, quote, tough. Zelensky even took the time to take selfies after handing each soldier a medal. And another American journalist who was traveling with the U.S. journalist killed today was also shot and wounded by Russian forces in the town of Irpin in Ukraine's Kiev region. Speaking from the stretcher before going into surgery, he gave his account of what happened during that attack.
We crossed the first bridge in Irpin. We were going to film other refugees leaving, and we got into a car. Somebody offered to take us to the other bridge, and we crossed a checkpoint, and they started shooting at us. So the driver turned around, and they kept shooting.
The mayor of Irpin has since said journalists would be denied entry into the city following that shooting. Former President Donald Trump says America's foreign policy establishment, which he also referred to as lunatics, could lead us down the path of national ruin in World War III. Trump made those remarks last night at a rally in South Carolina. He says the U.S. must make it clear to Russian President Vladimir Putin what his options are.
The U.S. must make clear to Putin that he has two choices: to negotiate peace right now or else face blistering consequences, including a push to permanently eliminate dependence on Russian energy. And we're talking about forever or for a long, long time.
Now, Trump repeatedly claimed that Russia's invasion would not have happened if he were still in the White House. Now, meanwhile, President Joe Biden announced earlier this week that the U.S. is ending its imports of Russian energy. 24-hour security for former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is costing the U.S. over $2 million a month. According to a February report from the State Department, Pompeo led former President Donald Trump's maximum pressure campaign against Iran. The report says he faced serious and credible threats from the country since leaving government, and those threats could intensify. Pompeo was given periods of protection by the State Department's Bureau of Diplomatic Security after leaving office, and Secretary of State Antony Blinken has repeatedly extended the protection in 60-day increments, but costs have amounted to over $13 million between August of 2021 and February of this year.